Okay, let's move on to round preparation. I gotta remember where I put those. Alright, see the green, it's over at the green flag over there. The little ammo boxes, that's all move out over there. Alright, this section will cover basically the loader and the ammo prep guy. Actually, I remember reading it as the ammo guy position. Basically, his job is to prepare rounds for the team, make sure they have the right amount of charges, and the correct fuse settings. So if everyone will get their own box. Okay, to prepare a round, you have to use your ace interaction key on the box, which by default is your right Windows key. You'll see prep already rounds there. You're gonna have to click that. This will open up a screen, a dialog screen, which will tell you how many rounds are left in the box, what the current charge setting is, and what kind of fuse you have. These boxes contain high explosive shells, which can basically have every fuse there is out there. Proximity, time, delay, point detonate. Point detonate is, as it says, when it impacts, it explodes. Proximity the round will determine when it is about 5 meters off the ground, and it will detonate. Time allows a team to set a specific time for the round to detonate. Those fuses are more effective with burst base ejecting shells like DPICM and HC smoke, I think it's called. Delay is basically a bunker busting round. It'll hit, if you hit a concrete target, it'll delay the fuse about half a second and then detonate when it gets into the target. So it's good for like hitting aircraft hangars, concrete bunkers, and similar. Charge determines how many gunpowder charges are in your shell. The HE shell can hold up to 8 and can hold as little as 1 charge. This effectively allows the round to travel from about 2,000 meters to 13,000 meters. So everybody just prepare a round real quick. Doesn't matter what the settings are. Click prep round. Your person will do a quick animation and the round will appear behind you. You may have to move to stand up. So hit like W or A or ASD or something. If you can't stand up. You can use the ace interaction to pick up the shell. Right now, your movement is limited and it looks kind of silly, but it works. To drop the shell, you can press your ace self interaction key and hit drop shell. You can also adjust the settings of the shell by hitting prepare shell when you have it in front of you. Now, if everyone would pick up their shell again, I'm going to move over to the howitzers next. Really, you shouldn't be able to run.
We need to use radio in this one, pretty far apart.
Yeah.
Everyone get to their own howitzer. I'll be over by my instructor area. When you reach your howitzer, if you use your ace interaction key while holding an artillery round, you'll see the option load gun. That is how you load the shell into the gun. You can only have one round in the gun at all times. If there's already a round in it, you will have to unload the round to replace it. Alright, if everyone would get into their M119 as a gunner. Alright, if you hit your numpad 0 or you click, actually let's first go over the optics. If you go to your action menu, you'll see M137 site unit or something like that. You're going to have to click on that. That'll open up a dialog menu in your top left. It reads off azimuth, deflection, the sight mount, elevation of it, and level of the gun. You will also see traverse, which represents how far left and right your gun can traverse before you have to actually turn the whole gun. You will also see 8 buttons. deflection minus, deflection plus, elevation minus, OP minus and OP plus, RE plus and RE minus. Honestly, I couldn't tell you what the RE buttons do, except change the deflection without changing anything on the gun. Deflection plus and deflection minus will turn the sight to the correct angle compared to the gun. Elevation plus and minus will adjust the settings on your gun so that you can accurately tell when your gun is at the correct elevation. OP changes the vertical leveling of your sight. So if you have an object in front of you, you can't see your aiming post, or it's above you, you can move the sight up and down. If you click change view, you'll be able to cycle in and out of your optics. If everybody can go into their optics view right now, that would be great. Alright, this is your gun sight. You will have horizontal numbers there on a line. Those represent mils, which are a much more accurate way to read a compass. There are 6,400 mils in a circle. North is either 0 or 6,400. South is 3,200. Right now, these guns aren't facing any particular direction that I can tell you off the top of my head. But in most missions, the mission editor will probably tell you what way the gun's facing, or you will have to use your compass or a vector or some device to figure out the direction of your gun. You will see two posts in front of you. One has a green light, one has a yellow light. The lights are just at low visibility, so you can differentiate between the two posts. These posts are used to align your gun accurately to the target, and these are always in the same place, so they're a stationary reference point that does not move, while you move your gun a lot. Alright, that is the basics of the gun. Another thing I forgot to mention earlier, when a fire mission is stated, you will not hear the word elevation in the fire mission. You will hear the word quadrant. Quadrant is short for quadrant elevation, which stands for the elevation of the barrel needed for the fire mission. Does anybody have any questions about the artillery gun?
Yo, what are the two poles?
The two poles allow for two separate reference points and allows a fire team to adjust for what is called parallax error. Parallax error is it's hard to describe. It's basically what happens when you move a bunch of mirrors or lenses from their original position when looking at two objects that are lined up. An easy way to give an example of this is point a finger up in the air in front of your face, about 2 feet in front of you. Close one eye and then close the other. You'll see your finger kind of move from position to position. That is an example of parallax error.
Alright, cool. So the poles are always set?
Yeah, the poles are always set where they are. The green pole is 25 meters from the gun, and the yellow pole is 50 meters from the gun.
Is it important where they're set, or is that like a...
It is very important. If these are not set up in the correct position, you will not hit anywhere near your target. These poles, when set up in a mission, when the gun is set up in a mission, should automatically be there, but if you move your gun to a different position, using sling loading or something, you will have to set these up manually. You will probably want to manually set your gun sight to deflection 3200 and 800, so it's facing the correct, a confirmed accurate area, and then move the poles using someone looking through the sight and someone else placing the poles, so you set them up correctly.
Alright, cool, thanks.
when you are, actually I should probably go, thank you for reminding me, when you are aligning the gun, you will always be trying to get these two poles in the center of your screen. When a pole is to the right or left of, like the front pole is to the right or left of the rear pole, that is when you know you have what is the parallax error issue. You will have, the way you fix this is you have to align the barrel to the horizontal distance between the front post and the rear post to the direction of that the rear post is. So you would aim, you'd have to say, you might have, be able to see another pole to your left due to the proximity of the guns to each other. What would happen is you would measure the distance between your pole and the pole to the left or right using your gun sight. You then shift your sight so that it measures that distance from the rear post to that direction. So for example, if your rear post is to the left 10 mils, you then line up your gun sight on the rear post, then line up it 10 mils to the left of the rear post. Does that make any sense?
Yeah, me and Delta have been trying this. I've seen this, what you're talking about. I mean, it makes sense to me.
Alright, any questions on that?